Good morning. Figured I would talk to y'all for a little bit during the wake and bake. I tried to so they don't get to bake. I'm gonna do this solo with y'all with me. Well, I got the one person on there. Say hello so I can at least see who I'm talking to. Come on, I'm not asking for thumbs up. I'm just asking for a hey, how you doing? Okay, so they stopped watching. Alrighty. It's alright. You don't want me to know who you are? You must be sneaking my my channel there. And if that's the case, then I'm flattered. I have an admirer. A secret one. Anyway. So, we've been talking about all this little projects we got to do. The main problem is I really don't have a lot of help at all. I have me and Gizmo and Smiles and Squeaks, and well, let's put it this way: we're all a little slow, a little lazy, a little non-motivated at times. That's probably why we get along so great. But as of last night, we have another crew that is in. There's 3 of them. One of them is very camera shy, so you probably won't see him very often. The other 2 are cool. I tried to get them to come for wake and bake, but nobody wanted to get up, so that's all right. I know you guys will smoke with me. Well, those of you that have any need to smoke. Let me move this camera a little bit. I am doing great. How are you guys? Good morning. Just in time for a little wake and bake. We're I don't know what we're doing. Probably discussing today's task. I'll get my bowl ready. All right, Paul. I'll wait on you. How's that? Anyway, what I was saying is we got another crew. There's 3 more staying here, so I don't know whether it's temporary. It could be for a few days. It could be for a few weeks. And one of the guys mentioned some other crazy ideas that makes it sound like it could be a few years. I don't know. But needless to say, we got some more help. They're young. They're strong. And this time, instead of young, strong, and willing to learn a little bit, I think they can actually teach me something. That's always a blessing. I love it. I'm very good at building things when I have my mind set on how I want it and stuff, but I absolutely love it when somebody stops me and is like, okay, good idea, but this is what could happen, and here's a better idea. Always room to learn. But anyway, I'm not sure what we're going to start on today. Tell you the truth. I think we're going to clean. We have a lot of cleaning to do in the camp. This windstorms, they blow everything everywhere, and you'd swear up and down I had the biggest, wildest party you ever imagined. And now it only takes one windstorm. That's why getting the walls and the ceiling and stuff up are definitely essential. We gotta get that done. All right, you done loading your bowl? Well, I'm kind of anxious. If you can't tell, I've already hit the pipe a few times this morning. I'm already high. I can't talk right. All right. He says he's ready right after I lit it. Okay. Well, toke up, buddy. Let's see. I think we're going to clean up everything, get it all out of the way. I've got to get this whole area that we're putting that other motorhome in cleaned out and get Gizmo and them to move their car. And it's supposed to Crook, the guy that I introduced you to on one of the other videos, the trash guy that, good morning. The trash guy that brings me all the lumber and building supplies and stuff that people seem to throw away. He's supposed to be here. Considering how drunk he was last night at the range, I would say probably not today, but it's supposed to be today or tomorrow. You never can tell with him. But we're gonna pull the other motorhome and get it ready. We have Roger, oh crap, what's his last name? Roger Gaines. He's a friend of ours. He's been here through the camp, and he's said he was coming back. He's supposed to be here. I just heard from him the other day. I think, matter of fact, on one of my videos, so y'all might have actually seen it too. But he said he'd be here on the 3rd or shortly after, and he is a paying tenant, so I have to have the trailer completely ready and completely functional on all levels for him. So that is going to be our task for the week. Which even if he doesn't show up, it's cool because I have that camper, and that camper is the nicest one I have. So I am putting it on that Airbnb where people rent it out. They can rent it for a few days, a few weeks, a month, whatever. And it'll have all the amenities in it with the exception of the bathroom, because I don't want any bathrooms inside the camp. It is way too much of a hassle for smells and everything else. We have an outhouse in the back. We have our method. We're leaving it at that. But it will have a running shower. It will have running sinks. It will have a stove, oven, lights, ways to plug in things to charge. I actually have a whole nother charge controller and stuff, so I just need a few batteries and everything to hook it, basically to put its own system in. But considering my son turned 18 a couple months ago now, I've had him since he was about 3 years old, and he's disabled. He's got a mental disability. It's learning disability that is severe enough to where the government gives him a check for it every month. And anyway, when we first come out here, and he was here and active and part of the camp on a permanent basis. I mean, he's always going to be part of the camp. He's my son. He's welcome here anytime. He lives in Calipad now with his girlfriend. You know, every kid, when they turn 18, it's time to get out from the nest. I didn't have to kick him out like most people do, and I wouldn't have anyway. And I think he knows that. I didn't have to kick him out. He was willing. He about 2 weeks before he turned 18. I want to move in with my girlfriend. And I'm like, well, you got 2 weeks left. It's kind of pointless to argue with you. Do what you're going to do. You know, be you. It's time for you to be you. So, any which way, I have no idea where I was going with that. I just kind of lost the whole contract, or the whole, I told you I was already high. I can't even talk. But yeah, we're gonna get that camper over here. It's a Airbnb camper, and like I said, even if he doesn't want that, it's up for rent for when people come in. Um, and eventually, we're gonna do that with the other campers. I'm gonna get more campers too. My stepdad kicked me out when I was 18. Not long after I realized how bored he was. And was begging for me to come back. You know that I didn't kick my son out. He actually left, but I understand exactly what you're talking about, Paul, because when he left, I mean, it was like my whole world just disappeared. I was like, okay, what do I do now? I mean, I don't, um, because, you know, shortly afterwards we had, um, we'd had some other situations popped up, and Selena left for a while, um, and so I ended up here by myself, literally, and I'm not too, or I have to, I have to have people around. I have to have somebody to talk to. I'm a talker, if you haven't noticed. Um, I was a preacher for quite a while, believe it or not. I know that's one of those. Really? And you'll think that even more the more you listen to me, because everybody around here, uh, at one point in time or another, will stop dead in their tracks and look up. Wait a minute, who was a preacher at one time? That way you act? So, anyhow, yeah, Selena said she got a week left and she'll be home. But, anyway, I was stuck here by myself, but, you know, of course I had the Goonies down there, my friends there, and, um, I've got people that come in and out through the camp, but, the people that come in and out through the camp are always, very important to me. Very important. And, you know, but that's a love like a brother and sister love. But when your actual family, you know, your actual son and stuff decides to move out, and then shortly after the other things that had gone on, the reason why Selena's in Oklahoma, the bunch of personal issues, you'd have to be here to understand it any which way. But with everybody going like that, yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from on that, because I got really bored and upsetting, and I mean just about downright depressed. Uh, Even with all the crazy friends that come through here. Different, different folks, and yeah. Anyhow, anyway, what I was saying earlier, we got these the new kids that are come in, so hopefully with this group they seem energetic and they seem like they want to uh well, I was trying to explain something else and I seen that comment. There is no one way. Am I taking that right? No, don't apologize. There is no one way. If I understand that right, I'm thinking you're referring to the fact that that one person's ways isn't the only way there is. I'm just make it hard. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to stop reading the comments. That's confusing the hell out of me. Good weed, really good weed. Yeah. Somebody else changed the subject here. Paul Campbell, how are you? Everybody's linking in now. All right. When you spoke about being judged to be a proper preacher, I may have misunderstood, and I was. Yeah, that might be it. We'll have to maybe talk when we're not stoned. Well, no. I don't do so well when I'm not stoned. I usually try to stay as close to it as could be. I'm even too much of an asshole for myself when I'm not smoking weed. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it recreational at that point because there's nothing really wrong with me. I don't like the person I am when I'm not high. So, I don't need it as far as medical reasons. I know there's a lot of people out there, oh, you shouldn't do that unless for medical reasons. Well, no, not necessarily. I don't know. I find that it keeps me calm, so I guess that is a medical reason enough. And also, believe it or not, a lot of people hate it and stuff. And matter of fact, when they see it, they want to go to preaching to me like I'm some kind of worthless person or something because I'll sit down and smoke a joint and read the Bible. That is actually, I enjoy doing that more than anything. It sounds really ironic, but that's only because everybody pounds it in people's heads that is a sin, and one person's sin is not necessarily everyone's sin. What you're convicted of is not what I would be convicted of. I mean, but it's just a matter on how people interpret things, and that's what it all boils down to is interpretation. And I don't tell anybody that I think their ideas are wrong. I don't tell anybody that that they could be wrong. I just tell them what I think because it's not my place to tell a person that you're Jehovah's Witness, so you're wrong. You're Catholic, so you're wrong. You're Baptist, so you're wrong. You're Apostolic, so you're wrong. You're Pentecostal, so you're wrong. Because of the way they believe. And the Bible clearly says to seek out your own salvation with prayer and trembling. Therefore, who's to know who's wrong? You have to seek that out for yourself. I like this weed. This weed gets you really stoned and like deep in thought. All right, I guess I can read some of these comments. Maybe you'll give me an idea of something else to talk to or talk about. People do. What? All right, people need to mind their own business, don't they? Yes, people definitely need to mind their own business. That's what I was saying. Is like, you have to do things your own way to figure out what feels right to you. And I mean, I think the key to it, because every religion and every anti-religion and everything that has anything to do with that all boils down to one thing. Even Satanists are told to be a good person. That's all it boils down to. You be a good person, and in my faith, and the faith that I believe in, that's what Jesus died on that cross for. So yeah, it just with the right item, would it be possible to barter for a little camper there? With the right item, would it be possible to barter for a little camper there? Barter to put a little camper here or to stay in one that I have here that I provide? It depends on what it is, but bartering, yes, definitely. I am all for bartering. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the fact that you can't get everything out here, and if it wasn't for that fact, then and I wouldn't even go into town, and I wouldn't even bother with having money. I've noticed that when you get a lump sum of money here, if 90% of your stuff that you want and need are here, or I should say want, because you really don't need anything. You can you can lay down on the ground and go to sleep and survive. But anything that you're wanting, and you can get 90% of it all here, shit, when you get money, just go and buy a shitload of weed, and you walk around with a big ass bag of weed, you'll get whatever you're wanting in the slabs. I mean, cigarettes, alcohol, I think you can actually get groceries in some places, because, I mean, all you gotta do is go up and tell somebody, hey, you need some weed? Well, give me some groceries. Boom, there you go. I honestly, weed's more, weed's more reliable, and that's not to mention all the rocks and the stones and stuff like that, and you're just picking them up out of the desert, but they're really neat, and people like that. So yeah, all barter ideas are negotiated in my head. Yeah, man. There's no one way. We're an organized group of religion starting haters of other groups inside me too. Yeah, you're definitely right. In its own way, yeah. I think the same way. Let's see. To trade someone straight across. Well, to trade for one. Oh yeah, you could probably do that with the. Yeah, you could barter for campers and stuff out here anywhere. I mean, yeah, that with the right trades, definitely. Let's see. It seems that these slabs are rich with barter. Yes, they are. Labor and craft also barter. Yep. Bags of rice, bottles of water, building materials, all this stuff. Yeah, definitely. I see y'all are talking to each other, aren't you? I got looking. Well, I can keep my eye open for a little camper, Paul. If you was to get up here, or get here, yeah, I'll keep my eye on one, and I can even ask around to find out about that very answer. Yeah, I did, because your old lady took a lighter last night, and I ain't been able to hit a joint, a cigarette or anything all night long. That's why I come in there and grab that off the floor. I noticed you grabbed your pipe off the bench. Mm-hmm. I put it there because you left it out there when you took off for San Diego. Mm-hmm. It's a more amazing outsiders than it works. Yeah, what's really amazing is the fact that all of this it works great. The barter system around the slabs work wonderful. The lack of government messing with you, the lack of building codes and all of that. Between all of that, it works. It all works. And when you get here, you sit there and you're like, at first, the first week, I was dumbfounded. I was looking around, I was like, wait a minute. The cops, I watched an incident where the cops came in, and I watched and I looked at 20 people that, me, myself, I did the exact same thing. Everybody did the exact same thing. Cop went and walked around there and asked everybody, well, what happened? I didn't see anything. What are you talking about? Right there in the middle of public place. And I didn't see anything. Cop got around to me. I was like, I didn't see anything. And I sit there and watch it, and I'm like, wow, These people do not like cops at all. They do not say nothing and everything. And definitely my kind of people. I like this because, you know, that's crap. They shouldn't even get involved in, you know, that I'm sorry, but some people had it coming to them. They, you know, but, any which way, it's remarkable, how the place, stands out on its own, and you're sitting back like thinking the way that they think in town and stuff, you know, in regular Babylon as we call it, and you're sitting there like, well, no, that's not going to work. It's just going to end up devastation, whatever. And this place has been running for years and years and upon years and years with the same principles and the same morals and the same way of being and the same type of people coming through here for all them years, and it works. You know, the no government messing with you with all these stupid. You just be a good person, and if you're not a good person, I mean, the good people around you are going to stop you from not being such a good person. You know, if you're hurting somebody else, then they're gonna take care of it themselves, and they do. They don't take it too far. I mean, sometimes they might take it a little too far, but they take care of their own, and it's a community. You wonder why the Amish make it so well. They make it together because they're a family. They're a community. They're not all related, but they are family. They're a community. And that's what it is out here. And that's what makes it work, is we don't worry about what the outside world thinks. When they come in here messing with us, like the cops come in here messing with us, we don't give them any reason to do anything to mess with us. But I mean, I had a car. I just sold it. I had a car because when I bought it, I still got Oklahoma driver's license. I've only been here the 8 months, and I can't get switched over to California until you've been here a year residence and all kind of nonsense like that. If you come in with a car and you keep it tagged for the first year, then while you're here, you're better off doing it, because if you got to tag another car that you bought in this state and you haven't changed your license over or anything else yet, you're screwed. You can't get it legal or nothing. I couldn't get the car legal, so we used it for a slab car, and I drive it into the slabs. I'm not hurting anybody. I know it ain't got any insurance or anything, but I drive it through the desert. Okay. I only hit the main roads in the slabs, and you've seen videos of the slabs for those of you that have studied up on this and looked through there. But anyway, they call it county roads, and I get in an argument with the cop when he stops me, and he's like, this is not a legal vehicle. You cannot have it on public streets. I said, this ain't a public street. I mean, it's a county road, is what he wanted to argue with me about. And I was like, well, look, I know I'm not from here, but surely a beautiful state like California is not too far different than Oklahoma. And I'm in Oklahoma. If it's a county road, and Oklahoma's got some of the worst roads imaginable, but if it's a county road, it's maintained by the county. I said, y'all don't fill one single pothole. Y'all don't grade this. Nothing. This is out here in the desert. It's a deserted town. What are you messing with me about my car not having tags? I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not driving it into an island. He pissed me off. He let me go. He actually let me go. He understood my fury on it because I was mad, and you know, and I literally, I mean, I know that cop probably thought, what the hell, because I was wearing a skirt, and I literally looked at him. I was like, I guarantee you, I'll be praying for you. And he just kind of looks, and you know, that judgmental thing about it, you know, oh, you can't be a man of God because you have a skirt on, or you can't be a completely straight guy because you wear a skirt. You know, they don't understand what I've explained to y'all. Hopefully y'all understand about that. But anyhow, I was a smart ass, that cop, really bad. He pissed me off because there's no point in that. In the side, I mean, they ride motorcycle, or I mean, they ride. That was my other thing that I told the cops. They ride 4-wheelers and dirt bikes and dune buggies and everything else. Yes, they are supposed to wear helmets, but I have a hard top on this car, so I don't need a helmet. Why can I not drive what they don't have a license to drive those things on these roads? Why do they have the right to build a homemade dune buggy if they wanted to and drive it across there, but I can't take an old Chrysler, or not Chrysler, old Crown Vic. I think it was something. I don't know. I sold it to my brother, but I can't take an old Crown Vic that I accidentally drug the muffler off of it, and none of the windows worked. None of the windows came up. You could tell it was not a. I mean, it was on its deathbed. You know, I mean, it actually had a really good motor, so it was going to be a long wait to be buried. But they don't need to know that. It looked like it could have fell apart the minute you slammed the door or something. You know, and why I can't drive one of those across that desert. But what's funny, really funny, is I could go and get a 4-wheeler, or go and give me I could go and give me a lawnmower. Took the motor out of it and put it on there and done the exact same thing, and he would have laughed about it and watched me go down the road. And the worst thing he would have been able to do was stop me and say, "Hey, put a helmet on." You know? And that is ridiculous. That is why people around here don't like cops. They don't like the government. They don't like the way it is, and that is why I'm still sitting here afoot. I don't have a 4-wheeler or dirt bike or shit. I ain't even got a bicycle. I wouldn't ride one anyway. Too lazy for a bicycle, that's for sure. I'd rather walk. But anyway, so I've kind of got a little vendetta against them because it pissed me off so bad that I ended up selling my car, and now I regret it. Even, you know, and I wish I hadn't have sold the car. But and that just I don't know. I guess I get really agitated about things when I regret them. I don't like regrets. And any which way, so I'm gonna figure out some which way eventually. I'm gonna figure out how to get a lawnmower, a scooter, or something or another, and just start riding that back and forth and hope and pray that they stop me for some reason or another. I don't know. I shouldn't have any kind of grudge, but yeah, that cop kind of really messed with me that day. And I ain't been paying attention to the comments here. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, guys. Holy crap, there's some long ones. In case you haven't figured out, I kind of read slow, so... yeah. Yeah, flies bugging me. Crap. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to go through these comments. I wasn't reading them when they were popping up. I should have been. The blast is what I called it. So that building material directly into something that we need and do it really. Yeah, we'll come out here and you can pretty much do whatever you want. I don't know. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna get me another daggum car is what I'm gonna do, and I think this time I'm gonna take all the fenders and everything off of it and just make it to where it's that much more of a skeleton, maybe, and to where it'll be more fun to ride through the desert, and at the same time it would really mess with the cops around here, and I'm getting to the point where I'm yeah, because they are assholes. I have one. Me and Selena's going down the road, and she was driving. I was not feeling well. I didn't feel like driving. But this cop come up behind us about the same time that and I don't never get nervous about him following us, but about the same time that part of the rubber on the front tire started coming off of it, we were fixing to have a flat. You know, and how it does that flapping in your wheel well there. And it started doing that, and I told Selena, I was like, pull over, it's got to be a flat. Well, it wasn't a flat yet, it was just the deal, it was going to pop. And we pull over, and I thought the cop kept going. I was kind of mumbling under my breath, that motherfucker, you just keep going, what about protect and serve? And I jump out the car, and I'm looking at, that's what I'm saying, as I'm looking around, trying to figure out which tire it is. I'm looking back there, no, he didn't pass by, he pulled in behind us. All right, well, great. Maybe he'll have something or anything, because I didn't have a jack in the car, and so changing the tire was not going to be done very easily. So maybe it was maybe he would have helped. That's what we pay him our tax dollars for. But no, that's too much. Not only did he not want to help, but I asked him about the tire, to ask him if he thinks it would make it. He wouldn't have even come around to that side of the car to look at the tire. Before I was able to get over there, he'd already wanted to see my ID, to ID me, and then told her, no, well, I'm gonna let you go, but you're not supposed to be driving, and because she didn't have a license, and I had her driving, and said we had to switch back. I forgot what it was. I think my back was killing me or something or another. But and then looked at us and wanted to know if we knew anything about a couple of people called Peanut Butter and Jelly, PB&J. That's what he said, PB&J. And I shit you not, he was asking me about it. I'm like, you want to know if I know about PB&J? Like peanut butter and jelly? He's like, yeah, like peanut butter and jelly. I was like, so you want a sandwich? And he just kind of, huh? No, I'm looking for these people. And I'm like, well, what? Because I'm from the slabs, I'm going to know some bad people that you're saying is bad, and not even telling me what it was or anything else. Just saying that they're looking for these people. I was like, so you pull over random people and ask them? And it's just ridiculous how they do people around here. Yeah, it's just really ridiculous. Well, I like that y'all were talking. Yeah, what was that about Walmart deal? Okay, news. Yeah. I think y'all got me lost on the comments. I must have been just off talking about something else. They don't get permits to sell on the roadside? Did I read that right? Hey man, Tony, you frustrated. Great community. Like the communities do. We become all friends here. Yeah, we have become all friends here. And I look forward to meeting every single one of you. Each and every one of you. I definitely look forward to it. I hope and pray that y'all maybe watch these videos and come and see for yourself, because all people know and tell me we're bitching about the same thing. Yeah. Oh wow, I got people text messaging and everything. What was that? Oh, the Wolfpack. They wanted, they were just texting, wanting to know if we was coming over there to do the wake and bake, which that's what this started or has, and we've been at it about 45 minutes now. 41 minutes. I forgot I can't round up. Y'all can see the counter clock on there too. But the size I got. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. People, you know what 90% of, good morning, Roger. Hey, we were talking about you earlier. There's Roger, the one that just said, good morning, Timmy. He's the one that is supposed to be here on the 3rd, I believe. That's why this week we're working on getting that camper over here and getting all the power and the water and everything set up to it. All the amenities and everything. So, I just happened to see that one. Good deal. After the 3rd. Yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Or I seen Roger on there, and I just lost complete train of thought. Back up, rewind, reboot. Fuck it. If it was important, somebody can message it to me, and I'm sure I'll talk about it again. It's legal to panhandle and not sell. What? Yeah, seriously. I don't think you can't sit on the side of the road and sell like I did when I was a kid. And a lot of that's probably because of all of the fundraisers and stuff like that. But why stop people from doing fundraisers and or stop people from supporting people that live out here? I've got people that come into this camp, and and that's what they're the best at. They go in Spange. That's what they call it. When you fly a sign in Spange, and people out of the kindness of their heart will give you something to eat, and they will give you something to drink, and they will give you food. And they do that, and they come back, and they brought food back to the camp and everything quite a few times, and it is unbelievably helpful. And because it's really hard to make money when you're living off grid like this, and you work 90% off of barter stuff. That's why I was telling y'all. And I'm not sure which one of y'all told me yesterday on a video to put my address and everything in the description on my YouTube channel. I put it in a description. I don't know exactly if I did it right. You might check and make sure. But I did put that was you. Well, you might check and look and see, but I think I put it where you can get it and where anybody that subscribes to the channel and everything can get. But anyway, what I was saying a minute ago is, you know, people that want to send like a little box full of little knickknacks and stuff that they find useless at their house, we take them knickknacks and we either rebuild them or build something else out of them. If they're useless, then we're gonna do something else with them. We'll use them for decoration if it's something corny or something, or they use it for trade. Some of the people that they'll fold out a blanket up their trade circle, and we got to go do that on a Saturday. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I got to do that on a Saturday, but I'm wanting to go in one time a week, and I think I'm gonna start doing a live stream one time a week. I'm gonna go in and just hike around in the slabs and visit different places, so you'll get a chance to see the landscape as I'm hiking, and it's not like somebody sticking a camera out of a car door, because you actually get to see everything. It takes a long time, you know. I mean, it takes 10-15 minutes to get from one place to the other, you know, and that's a long time on one of these videos. But at the same time, you get to, when you do it step for step, it's much better than in the car, because you get to see everything, see more of it, because there's a lot of things you miss. I don't think that was, anyway. I think I'm gonna do some videos like that once a week, and we'll just go around and meet the people I know, people that are okay that I've already talked to. Just like I've got some friends of mine just right down the way. I mean, we've already visited the wolf pack, and we're gonna visit the other one sometime. But I think probably once a week, maybe even twice a week. It'll be a lot easier once Selena gets here, because then I'll have somebody to hold the camera and follow me while I'm doing some of these projects and stuff. And but yeah, we could definitely take a walk around the slabs. I'll start the yeah, film crew. Yeah, I'll start the video probably right there about Salvation Mountain or so, unless y'all. The other video that I've got talking about, let's see, talking about going up to the range. I was walking. I forgot what I was talking about on that particular video. It's one of the first, like second video that I did. That one was half of the distance that it is from here to the Salvation Mountain. So, and that was a long video, and that I was taking the whole time I was walking that. So I don't think I'm gonna videotape the whole thing going that way. I think I'm gonna start probably at Salvation Mountain, and then we can go in. We can meet Doc, which Doc is a really cool guy. If you look up Slab City videos, Slabbers, and you see a video that I don't know what it's called, but the icon it's a bearded guy. His beard's about as long as my goatee is, but you know, the whole deal. He dresses in a full dress, a feminine dress. He doesn't. It's not the manly skirts like, you know, I wear, but it's a full feminine dress, and with the purse, the hat, the whole 9 yards. And he'll be standing right there. If you see that one, click on it, and then he'll be talking to you from the back seat of a pickup truck and stuff. You'll get to understand who he is. He's a really neat guy when you just sit and talk to him. A very good friend. And we got, let's see, David. He's a pretty cool guy. We could stop and talk to him. Cherry and Abel. That would probably be one of the last stops, because that would be circling back through. So, but them, we might can pop in at the Ponderosa. Or definitely the library. We'll check in on Andrew. I think Ponderosa too, probably. But I meet Tommy Chong. Roger, did you say you met Tommy Chong? Bet that was an interesting. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting. Yeah, we also matter of fact, me and y'all can actually help pass the idea around. Me and Cherry was talking about it, which is Abel's old lady. She one of her I think one of her daughters had mentioned the idea to her, and when she mentioned it to me, it was brilliant. I mentioned the idea about doing it at the range. She loves that idea, and I also mentioned the idea of doing it yearly. Do it every year for the just I mean the main slabbers. Like here within the next month is when it gets 120 degrees, and there's not very many tourists, and there's not very many people that well, tourists and stuff, visitors. There's not very many of that. It's slabbers and pretty much just slabbers. And what we were thinking about doing is like twice a year, do it then, and also do it during the winter for all of the ones that I mean, 'cause we do have a lot of snowbirds that are regulars here, but they just don't live here during the summer. But anyway, they're wanting to do a big panoramic photo of all of us at one time in one place, or as many of them that we can get um, uh, to go along with it and do it. I mentioned the range because I thought have everybody sit down like they're at the range and in the benches and put the camera up on stage. That way, when the picture is displayed, we are that person's audience. Beautiful art. I personally love it when I see a painting or a picture like that of a crowd. Like I don't know. I guess it reminds me of when I was a kid. I was me and my dad used to visit my grandpa up in Chicago. We would go sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. We'd go and stay about a week or whatever, and Grandpa would always take me to the Cubs game. And I'm not a major baseball fan, and I know nothing about him. I don't even follow with sports hardly ever at all. But if you look in any sports magazine, you always see the picture of the crowd. And I always look at it as, all pictures should be art. So what does it tell you? And that the picture of a bunch of people staring back at me from bleachers or seats or everything automatically puts you like you're on stage, and it makes you feel like, hey, that's my audience. I'm on stage and that's my audience. And it's got that weird little childish feeling about it. And I love that kind of work. I might have to do that myself, maybe. Or no, I got a good buddy of mine. His name is London. Everybody around here in the slabs knows him. Some of y'all know him. He's a fantastic photographer. He's come into the camp and took pictures. He's took pictures of me at my throne. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've ever showed y'all, but I haven't showed anybody on YouTube anything about the throne yet, have I? Anyway, he's taking pictures of me there. He's 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 even taking pictures of me in the shower. But I was dressed from the waist down, so don't get your hopes up. But anyway, that was a really good wake and bake. This fly is driving me nuts. Very, yep. Didn't get very many people watching, but we've had quite a few. Seems like everybody's kind of tapering off. So, I'll get back to y'all as soon as we get one of these projects started. We are going to be doing some work, so we're going to live stream some of it. So,